welcome to day 4 of the Hillistic Yoga's Beginners 7-day program. Today I'm going to show you how to do Sun Salutations, or otherwise known as Surya Namaskar. I'm going to show you first of all the classical Hatha style of Sun Salutations, and then I'm also going to show you how to do the Ashtanga style, which is slightly stronger, and I use Ashtanga a lot in my classes because they are tremendous at strength building. Both are fantastic, and it depends how you feel. Sun Salutations are one of the best forms of exercise you can do in the time allotted, because it effectively gets everything moving in your body, the circulatory system, the nervous system, digestion. You've got problems with constipation, it sorts all of that. And it's a strength building, it moves all your body, opens up all your joints. And so really, if you can bring at least 10 minutes of Sun Salutations into your daily practice, you will notice a huge difference in your overall well-being, your body flexibility and everything else. It's also a great way to lose weight in a gentle, sustained manner, because it really fires up the whole digestive system and the metabolism as well. So I always do Surya Namaskars in my own personal practice, because it's they are a really good way of warming up the body as well before you move on to other postures. So it's always a recommendation to bring them in. So if you can take anything away from this whole 7-day program, it would be to learn how to do these well and to bring them into a daily practice. Okay, so without further ado, we will start. I always like to start my practice also with a gentle warm-up as well, even though Sun Salutations can be used as such. But if you're unfamiliar with them, and also just if you live in a colder climate, it's always good just to kind of warm the body up a little bit in any case. So we'll just start in our normal Sukhasana position here, cross-legged position I like to start with. If you're able, but obviously if you are unable, starting with your legs out in front is perfectly alright as well. So we're just going to connect in with the breath. Just take a few deep breaths, the Ujjayi breath. Expanding the belly with the inhale and exhaling fully without strain. And just connecting in with yourself again, allowing the shoulders to drop. And just relax. Okay, let's take another deep breath in here and exhale. Open your eyes, bring the arms up. On an inhale, drop the shoulders, keep the arms up and exhale back down. And again, inhale. So it's also very good to keep an eye on your pelvic floor through the Sun Salutations, remember? We talked about earlier your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha. It's always quite good to try and remember these things while you're doing your motions, and also moving on the breath. Inhale the left arm up, which might look like the right to you when looking at me. It's always opposite when you look at it. And exhale down. And the other arm up and over, just allowing that side stretch to really kick in and down. Inhale the other one. Good. And back and inhale. Excellent. Okay. Inhale the arms up and we come down to our warm-up twist. Okay, left hand to right knee, right hand comes behind, shoulders are down, lifted up in the chest, and gaze over the right shoulder. And 5, come back to centre, inhale the arms up, and then down the other side. 5 breaths, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming back to centre, well done. Take the feet out in front, we're just going to point and flex the toes. just warming up the legs, and we're going to just circle the feet just to warm up the ankles. I always have a little click in my ankle. And then round, the other way. Okay, excellent. Now we're just going to warm up our core a little bit. Okay, I always like to bring this one in as well. Coming back on the sacrum here, support yourself with your hands behind and we're raising up that right leg. Remember to keep that pelvic floor nicely engaged. Lifting up for 1, 2. Now remember, you might not be able to lift for this long, and that's okay. You might only be lifting this high, that's okay as well. 4 and 5. Bring it back down. Good. And left leg. So remember, you just have to do what's right for you. You will slowly build up the strength to lift that leg high and for longer and longer time. As your core becomes stronger, your hip flexor becomes stronger, that's this bit here, and your quads as well, okay? Let's try one more time each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Great. Inhale, and we'll just do a nice little forward fold, and again, don't worry if you're not getting that far down, it doesn't really matter, but just try and keep the legs nice and straight, and your back nice and straight too. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, well done. Right, we're going to come and stand up now. We're going to start with our sun salutations. I'm going to take you through the classical Hatha style. We're going to do it really slowly so that we allow our bodies to fully open up, okay? And then we can get it a little bit faster so that we can get a little bit more of a flow, okay? So if you come to the front of your mat, feet together, we're going to come into Samasthiti, also known as Tadasana, mountain pose. So you want your legs together, your feet together. You want to bring your shoulders down. You want your pelvis to be kind of nice and neutral, so it's not sticking out and it's not too far forward. It's just in a nice position, shoulders down. And just be aware of the distribution of weight. Try and get it evenly between the soles of both feet. Okay, and the head is nice and tall. So you want to kind of imagine a plumb line is pulling you up gently from the crown of your head, okay, and then you just got a nice straight line all the way down. And everything should just stand nicely. There shouldn't really be any strain here. If you're engaging your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha, that will give your core that nice stability through here, so you'll be able to hold that position, okay? Okay, so on an inhale, we're going to raise our arms up to the top, and we're going to come back slightly, so bring the hips slightly forward. And then we're going to exhale, bring the arms all the way down. We're going to come down towards our toes, and we're going to try and bring our nose towards our knee. Now your hamstrings might be really tight, in which case don't worry if you need to bend them at this stage. Eventually you'll get to a point where you can come down with your legs straight. You might only be here, and that's okay as well. Don't worry about that, it will all start to move and get more flexible the more you practice. Okay, so ideally you want the heels of your hands in line with the heels of your feet. Now that's quite tough, so anywhere near the floor is great, okay? So that's on the exhale. Now on the inhale, I just want you to look up with a nice straight back, and we're going to take the right foot back into a nice low lunge, okay? We're just going to hold the low lunge. So we've done lunges before, so you just want to nicely come down towards the floor and just hold that position nicely. And just breathe through. We'll do the breath work when we're going with a bit more flow, but for the moment I just want you to relax and enjoy the pose. Okay, so you want to engage the core here, curl the right toes under, and bring the left foot back into a plank. Now this is the traditional Salutations plank, okay? Now, for a beginner, you will want to bring your knees to the floor and bring your body all the way down to the floor. Try and keep your elbows close in, okay? And then you want want to get to this point, and on the inhale, you want to come up and bring yourself up as high as you can. Now, some people can come all the way up into upward dog, like so. Other people can just come up this far. That's absolutely fine wherever you're at. Okay? And then for a beginner, curl both toes under. Use your knees to come back. And then come back up into downward dog. Now you might have to move your feet a little bit. Okay, to position itself. Now you want to come into a nice feet together position. And again, you might need to bend your knees a little bit here, that's okay. But what you want to do is make sure that your back is nice and straight, okay? So you don't want to be in a position where you're doing this kind of thing, alright? You want to have a nice straight back. I don't know if you can see the difference there. Now I can do that even with bent legs, so you can be here and that's the wrong position. Too much weight on the hands, you're pushing the weight back. Now even though I'm keeping my legs bent, my back is going nice and straight. I hope you can see that. Okay? Now, you want to try and take your head up towards your navel too, so you can look at your navel, and that allows the neck to have a nice stretch. So you're holding that nicely, okay? Breathing. Now, this is the tricky bit. You want to take the right foot up to the hands, okay? Now that's really tricky, alright? So you want to try and get your right foot up to the hands. Now you might only get to here, and that's okay. You just help yourself along. Okay, and then you come down into a nice low lunge here. Now you'll find that if you use the right leg, again, you will have a nice low lunge the other side. Okay, so again we'll just rest here, but that's quite a lot to get your head round. Okay, just while you're holding that, a little tip coming from downward dog to the lunge. If you bring the right knee up really close into the body, okay, so you're lifting up, it's easier to place that foot further forward, okay? But again, the mere thought of doing that is quite tricky if you are an absolute beginner to this, and you might only get your foot here, in which case don't worry, just help it along to the fullness of up to the hands, okay? Right, okay, so from here you're going to curl the left toes under, bring yourself back up to feet together. You're going to look up with a nice straight back here, and then you're going to exhale again into the knees. And then you're going to inhale the arms back up again, bring the hips forward, slightly back bended, and then back down to Salutations again. That's one round of sun salutations with the right side, okay? We're going to do the same thing again with the left side, but we'll just try and speed it up into a little bit more of a fluid motion. Alright, so the feet are together in your Tadasana mountain pose, okay? And again, we're going to inhale, bring the arms up, hips forward, slightly back bended, exhale the arms forward, all the way down to the feet, nose to knee. Inhale up with a nice straight back, and as you do so, take that left foot back on an exhale. So we're going to do left side now, coming down to that lunge. Okay, inhaling up again, coming back into plank, holding plank, and as you exhale, take the knees to the floor, bring your body down, and then inhale up into your cobra or your upward dog, whichever you can manage. Okay, and then you curl the toes under, use the knees back into downward dog. Hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Next inhale, take that left foot up to the hands. Okay, we're going to come down into a low lunge. So we're getting that low lunge again the other side. You can see you can build up a bit of heat, but you know, it gets the lungs pumping as well. Surya Namaskar is really good for aerobic exercise as well. So it encompasses everything. It's a fantastic sequence of postures. Okay, right foot under. Bring that back up to the left. Look up with a straight back first of all. Exhale back into the knees again. Inhale your arms up. Slightly back bended. And back to centre. Okay, so that's a version of, it's a very common version of Surya Namaskar in the classical style. So I'm going to just do one more of these for you, and we'll just go straight through the motions. Stick with me if you can, and I'll go through the breath work as you move as well, okay? So, Tadasana, here we go. Inhale, arms up, exhale. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, right foot back into low lunge. And then keep that exhale down. Inhale, bring that left foot back into plank. Exhale, or bring your knees to your floor. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale back into downward dog. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, right foot up, followed by the left, looking up with a straight back on that same inhale. Exhale into the knees. Inhale the arms back up again. And exhale, back down to Samasthiti Tadasana. Okay, so that's 3 lots of Surya Namaskar classical style for you. So you can practice those. Take your time. You can hold each one of the postures individually and just obviously breathe naturally. If you're holding the postures for longer, you can't keep that breath in. You want to keep breathing all the way through. But if you're wanting it to come into a flow, like I've just done there, work with the breath. Each new motion takes another breath, an inhale or an exhale. Alright? So if you can manage at least 10 minutes of that a day, you're really going to notice big differences very quickly. I'm now just going to show you the Ashtanga style. It's a bit stronger, and it does sort of require you to lift up the body a bit more. So I'm going to show you it in its proper form. Obviously you can use knees to get up to things rather than the way I'm going to show you. You just have to do your own, whatever is right for you, okay? So coming back into Samasthiti again, okay, it's very similar. It's just that your feet are more hip width apart when you're back in downward dog, and it's a little bit of a stronger practice. Here we go. Inhale, arms are up. We don't go back on this one, we just have straight up arms. Okay? Exhale, we're going to come down to the feet, nose to knee as usual. Then we're going to inhale, look up with a straight back. We exhale that right foot back into a low lunge, and then we go straight into plank, keeping it nice and strong. Now we come down to Chaturanga Dandasana, holding that position there if you can. Then you come into an upward dog position. Then you exhale all the way back into downward dog. Feet are hip width apart here. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, same thing, right foot up to the hands, followed by the left. Look up with a nice straight back. Exhale into the knees. Inhale the arms up. And exhale straight back down. Okay? I'm going to show you this with modifications as well, with the knees, etc. So we'll go again. Inhale. I'm going to go with the left side this time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up with a straight back. Exhale, left foot back, followed by the right into plank. Okay, now you bring your knees to the floor here, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhale up. Exhale, use the knees. Come up into downward dog, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 4 and 5. Left foot up to the hands, followed by the right. Look up with a straight back. Exhale into knees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back down. That's with the modifications. Okay. We'll do it one more time without modifications, just so that you can see what you want to try and aim for if you like this. And obviously I bring this into a lot of classes as well. So here we go. Inhale, this is the right side leading again. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knee. Inhale, look up the straight back. Exhale, right foot back, followed by the left into plank. You're exhaling down, Chaturanga Dandasana, keeping those elbows closely in. And I roll over my toes, which is a really difficult thing to do. So I will show you another alternative in a minute. Just come into your downward dog position. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, inhale, right foot up, followed by the left. Look up with a nice straight back. Exhale, into the knees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down. Well done. Okay, so just to let you know, it's difficult to roll over onto the toes. I'm just going to demonstrate how you might do that. Okay, so you're in your plank here, alright? Now, if you want to try and do this, if you're strong enough at the moment to do this, you would be just a person who's kind of used to yoga, but you're coming back into it again, so quite familiar. You would bring yourself down, then roll forward over onto the toes. And then this is the tricky bit. You're rolling back on the toes and bring yourself up into the downward dog position. Okay? That's something to practice. It's very difficult to do at the beginning. So my alternative would be, if you're in your plank, okay, again, the knees are always a good way to come down, all the way to the floor, and then bring your feet down like so. And then when you're ready to come up into your downward dog, curl the toes under again, come back onto the knees and back. Okay? If you're trying to get to that position where you don't want to bring your knees, you're quite strong in your core, you want to come down as far as you can come all the way down and then do this and that. Okay? Alright, so it's really just a practice. Again, any questions, don't hesitate to email me. It might be worth just watching time and time again what I'm doing there so you can kind of get a gist. The rolling over the toes is quite difficult to begin with, and it's not essential. It really isn't essential. Who cares, you know? Who cares if you have to come all the way down and just adjust your feet like that? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't detract from the benefits you're getting from doing the sequence. It's just something that you'll find with practice you might be able to do. And it just, in terms of the Ashtanga Surya Namaskar, just allows for a little bit more fluidity from transitioning between one posture and another, but it's really not massively essential. But yes, if the Ashtanga sequence usually suggests you do 5 rounds of that, and then it goes on to Surya Namaskar B. Now I'm going to show you that so that you can watch it, and I'll do it a second time so you can practice. It's just slightly different, and it brings in your warrior poses, the Surya Namaskar B. And in the Ashtanga series, they always do 5 of the first and 5 of the second one. I'm going to show you the Surya Namaskar B. So I'm going to show you that now. Follow me if you can. I'll do it twice so that you've got a little bit of a gist. Again, I bring that into my classes quite a lot, so it's quite good just to be familiar with it before you go to the classes. So, again, it's a similar thing. Standing in Samasthiti again. This is where we first of all, we bend the knees, like so, so you're almost coming into a chair pose, but you're not, but it's the same kind of thing. So the knees are coming together, the feet are together, nicely strong in the core, okay? You inhale again as normal. Exhale, you're coming down to the toes, nose to knee. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, right foot back, left foot into plank. Okay? Then you're coming down again into Chaturanga Dandasana, sorry, upward dog, okay? Then you're coming back into downward dog. Now, you bring the left heel in towards the right toe, and then you bring that right foot up. So you're coming into your warrior positioning. Come into your warrior one on the inhale. Exhale, hands down, back to plank. Exhale, down again. Inhale, upwards. Exhale. Then the right foot comes in towards the left. Left foot comes up, okay? Warrior one. Exhale. Down. And all the way down again. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then position yourself into downward dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, right foot back up to the hands, followed by the left. Inhale the straight back. Exhale into the knees. Inhale. Arms up. Oh, forgot to do that. Bend your knees. Inhale and exhale. So when you come down, you bend the knees as you come up. Okay? Good. I'm going to leave that in because it just shows you that really it doesn't really matter. Just correct yourself or make sure you do the next one. Let's do Surya Namaskar again with the left side, and I'm just going to show you. You can watch and follow through. Okay, so bend the knees, inhale up, exhale forward fold, straight back, left foot, right foot, exhale down, up, exhale, right foot to left, left foot up, warrior one, exhale, back to plank, exhale down to Chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale. Left foot to right. Right, because remember we're leading with the right foot this time, the left foot this time. Inhale. Exhale down. All the way down. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. 5 breaths. 4 and 5. Inhale, left foot up, followed by the right. Look up with a nice straight back. Exhale into the knees, bend the knees, and bring the arms up. Exhale, back down. There you go. That's Surya Namaskar B. So if you can do 5 of the first and 5 of those, you're rocking. So there's a good start. Surya Namaskar tomorrow or the next day, as in day 5. I'll be showing you how to do more of the warrior sequences as well, and a nice dance movement, a nice sequence as well. And again, they're just great warm-ups to do before any of your other yoga practice as well. So until then, see you next time.